Welcome to the 12 Essential Holy Nights 2025-2026. Design, create, and manifest your upcoming year using ancient secret rituals. Here is Aditya Novotny. I'm the author of this program, the 12 Essential Holy Nights, and I welcome you to Preparation Day 1. Preparation Day 1 traditionally takes place on the 21st of December and extends through 22nd and 23rd of December. You will ask, why is that so? Why a 3-day preparation? It is so because the actual old Holy Nights took place immediately with winter solstice. Holy Night 1 with 21st of December, Holy Night 2 with 22nd of December, Holy Night 3 with 23rd of December, Holy Night 4 with 24th of December, and so on. And the crux of that whole ancient system, which is believed to be over 2,500 years old, is that each of the days of the Holy Nights, and it goes from sunset till sunset. That's the way how you count the Holy Nights, or Rauhnächte, as they're called in the Germanic countries, ancient Germanic, ancient Celtic, ancient Slavic, also called smoke nights, because people were smudging in those nights. They were purifying the atmosphere. They were chasing out the old year, purifying the old year's energies, and inviting in the new year, month by month. So the first Holy Night would be the month of January. The second Holy Night would be the month of February of the coming year. The third Holy Night would be representing the month of March of the coming year, and so on. So that was how it was originally, right? With winter solstice, the 12 Holy Nights started. Then came Christianity, and with Christianity, Western Christianity, that is, the whole thing was postponed till the first Christ Day, 25th of December. So what to do now with December 21, 22, 23, 24? They were made preparation days. And it's in our good stead that we can use them as preparation days. As I will explain to you, the December 21st, 22nd, and 23rd are nowadays regarded as preparation day 1, and it has largely to do with cleaning, with purifying, and with preparing for the big theme that is coming, namely the 12 nights representing the 12 months of the coming year. And I will give you today an introduction, but I will also give you the specifics for how you can do this preparation day 1 on December 21st, as well as on the following days and nights. So let us have a look into tradition. The 12 Holy Nights, or Twevletide, as they have been called by Christianity, that tradition probably has its origin in the disproportion between the lunar calendar and the solar calendar that we're using today. According to the lunar calendar, the year has 354 days. That is 12 times 29.5 days each. 12 lunar phases of 29.5 days each. However, the time from one winter solstice to the next winter solstice lasts 365 days, according to the solar calendar. So what do we have? We have 11 days and 12 nights that are basically missing in our today's calendar system. And these so-called holy nights, that time in between, according to Celtic and Germanic traditions, start in the night right after winter solstice Remember what I told you? In the old days, it was already the first Holy Night, 21st to 22nd. The second Holy Night, 22nd to 23rd, and so on. But with the arrival of Christianity, that got updated, and now we have the first Holy Night in the night from 24th to 25th of December, always from sunset to sunset. The Holy Night 2 from 25th to 26th of December, and so on. And each of the 12 Holy Nights pertains to one of the months of the coming year. So these so-called Holy Nights began after the winter solstice and lie thus between the years. They are representing a portal time. They are representing a time that gives an opening to otherworldly forces, which is why they are also called sometimes the otherworldly nights, or the nights beyond, or the nights, the smoky nights, because they were smudging and purifying the atmosphere, or the other nights, and other meaning other than normal life. And they were lying between the years, a designation that is still very common today. The 12 nights and the traditions associated with them from different sources go back to antiquity. There is some traces of it in the Greek and Roman culture, but primarily it is a European phenomenon, a Celtic, a Germanic, and a Slavic phenomenon or cultural tradition. That is, and it comes from the people who lived in the countryside. And this is very important to understand. How was life 2,500 years ago? Did people have cars? Did people have electricity? Did people have smartphones? Did people even have books? Correct, they had nothing. The only thing they had in the dark winter months was each other and the stories they told to each other. There was no heating, there was no electricity. The only thing, they had the fireplace in their hut or in their house, and there they cuddled together basically in these coldest and longest nights of the year that are before winter solstice and after winter solstice. We are talking here actually of two halves. The first half is what is nowadays called the Nights of Lot, or Oracle Nights, or the Silent Time, or the Advent Time in Christianity. The second half is after winter solstice, and this is when the real fun starts, so to speak, because now you can journal, you can script, you can really formulate ideas that you received in the half before winter solstice. And the shaping, the creating, the manifesting of the new year is starting to happen. So they had nothing, only the fireplace and their stories they told to each other. And of course, they had wise men, wise women. They had kind of priests or druids or seers or wise women who understood a little more about nature, who understood a little more about the human being, and who understood a little more about cycles in nature, or the cycles or rhythms of time. And it is not known when they found out that there was a particular connection between that first holy night, as it is called nowadays, or rough night, or smoky night, and the months of January. Then the second holy night and the months of February, the third holy night and the month of March, and so on. You get the drift, the 12th holy night and the months of December. So that is what was called later in Christianity the 12th night. And because Christianity had its start with Christ's Day, or 25th of December, it perfectly fit with the Christian holidays, because on the 6th of January, at the conclusion of the 12 nights and days, is the day of the three magi, or three kings night, or 6th of January, which is also a very important holiday or holiday. And we talk about that because the day of the three magi, or the three kings from the east, is also an important, the final day in this portal time. So what are we doing in the time that the people of old were just listening to stories and gazing out, or even not gazing out because there was the wild chase going on? And we also talk about the wild chase in a minute. Well, they were hoping that next year would be better. Hope dies last, you might say, because this is what human beings have been doing for centuries and millennia, hoping that the future becomes better. And truly, even if we see many problems nowadays, the future always got better. There is a human evolution. There is an unfolding of the human spirit. Even if we have many throwbacks, even if times are tough and we have usually 5 agendas that are really limiting people and binding them to fear, binding them to making themselves small, binding them to not daring to go forward. And these 5 agendas are war, scarcity, or bad economy, you could call it, diseases, migrational streams, and climate. And by the way, climate was always a theme. Nowadays, we are fearing that there will be 2 degrees Celsius increase in average temperature. And it certainly looks that way. Now, in the 1960s, when I was a little toddler, it was the opposite. They told us in kindergarten and school a new ice age would come, because in the 1960s it was particularly cold. So if you live long enough, you will experience different times where they tell you a new ice age is coming, or a new heat age is coming, where the oceans will go over the coasts and everything will be over flooded, and so on. Now, these 5, and I will speak about them at another place, but these 5 are scenarios that we always had. I repeat them: war, scarcity, bad economy, diseases, migrational streams, and climate changes. And people are really kept in check with these scenarios, and they don't notice that in reality we are moving upward. In reality, as bad as things seem, if you had a time machine, travel back 100 years, travel back 500 years, travel back 1,000 years, travel back 5,000 years, you will find out things were not better back then. Certain aspects were, but many things were not as good back then as they are now. And I'm not speaking about technological advances, I'm speaking about human consciousness, which is expanding. We are becoming more conscious. We are becoming more unfolded as conscious beings. And so when we are having hope that the future will be better, I have to say it is becoming better because of the human beings, because of the drive of human evolution. There's a fantastic trait in human beings, and that is human beings never give up. Human beings never give up. You and me, we never give up. And we always look to make things better. So this is the base situation. We have the end of the year with winter solstice. The energies of the new year are also astronomically coming. And there is this discrepancy between lunar calendar and solar calendar, these missing 11.25 days. And this so-called portal time has been called the holy nights, or smoky nights, or other nights, where other refers to other dimension, other worldliness, nights beyond. And that is what we are looking at when we are celebrating the essential holy nights nowadays. So let's have a look at the lunar calendar. Here you have an old lunar calendar depiction, and it is similar to the solar calendar. It has also 12 phases, but not sometimes 30, sometimes 31 days, and then once 28 days or 29 days. But they used to be basically 29.5 days. Don't ask me how they counted the half day. Probably also had to flip sometimes. But we still have lunar calendars in the Chinese culture. Chinese calendar is a lunar calendar. We have lunar calendars still in the Islamic culture. So the Muslim calendar is a lunar calendar. And we have in many ancient traditions, it was always lunar calendar, not a solar calendar. You will ask why? Because back then they had no telescopes. They could not measure the little degrees how the sun changes every day as exactly. But what they could see with their bare eyes was the moon sometimes becoming a full moon, and they could also see the moon sometimes disappearing, right? Like right now, today, I'm giving this live stream one day before December 21st, which is the preparation day 1 according to the Essential Holy Nights. Today, 20th of December, we have actually the new moon and the new moon ritual, if you have heard about it or if you saw my instructional video, because the new moon ritual of Sagittarius, the new moon of December, is always particularly powerful, especially when it coincides, like in this year, basically directly with the winter solstice. So we are in a very special time. Something new is not only starting, because something new is starting every year, but this time it's bigger. Something very big new is starting. It is a great change that we are already experiencing, but that will become much greater in the coming year, 2026. And also the speed will increase tremendously. That means it's great if you decide for yourself, yes, I participate this year in the 12 Essential Holy Nights, because I feel things are shifting. I feel things are changing, so I have to change too. I can take this opportunity with both hands. And if you decide to do so, congratulations, because a portal is opening now. And each of the holy nights and holy days, exactly 11.25, give access to the month associated with it. For example, December 25th, that's the modern holy nights. Remember the Christianized holy nights, to January. December 26th to February, December 27th to March, and so on, till finally on January 5th, we have the 12th Holy Night, and refers to December 2026. What have they been doing 2,500 years ago in their huts, cuddling together by the fireplace? Well, they took note of dreams, they took note of signs and portents, they took note of clues and events. And this is what we are also doing now. The Holy Nights is primarily about scripting, about writing down what you are noticing, what you are observing inside yourself, as well as outside of yourself. Holy nights, or Rauhnächte, rough nights, or smoky nights, smudging nights, or other worldly nights, in which this portal opens to the inner world, and the new that the inner world brings in this time is primarily about writing down. But then while you're journaling, you start to script also. So you're not just receiving what comes to mind or what you are noticing, what you're observing, but you also start to script what you intentionally wish to happen. So you basically turn it around. You turn it around from passively receiving what is to come. You turn it around to, I'm an architect. I'm a co-creator. I am writing the script for the new year. And that is possible because there is this relationship between our world and the other world that is really a thin opening, a portal. So we have this counter action or interaction between our world and the other world or otherworldly planes, or you could also call it the beyond. So we are basically dealing with the causal planes. We are dealing with the plane of ideas, with the plane where also destiny abides. So we script, we create, and we manifest our upcoming year and bring it to fruition. And this is where the essential oils, by the way, come in, because they give us a rich wealth of ethereal particles, of which I will speak later. I hope you understand this basic idea of what the Holy Nights are. If not, please write in the comments, because I will see it in the comments, whether you are watching on Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn or Twitch. I don't know which channel you're following, but if you write a note in the chat, then I can refer to that. So let me continue. This is the Celtic year. And you find this Celtic year with Yule or Yule at winter solstice. Then we have Imbolc. This is the pre-spring on 1st of February, beginning of February. We have Ostara, and Ostara became Easter. And that is the spring equinox. Then we have Beltane on 1st of May, and so on. We have Lugnasad in August. We have, of course, the summer solstice opposed to Yule. So the summer solstice is like the sign of the Southern Cross in a certain sense, as on the Yule, on the winter solstice, we are orientating towards the north. We are basically aligning ourselves to the north. It's like an axis that goes through the year. Winter solstice, pole star, north, and it's our hearts, the sun, the crown, and the pole star, if you speak about it spiritually or occultly. And in the summer solstice, it's also our hearts, and it connects to the south. And here I'm speaking, of course, for the northern hemisphere, because if you live in Australia, it's upside down, so to say. You see, the other festival days of the Celtic year, and we just finishing the period after Samhain. Samhain, of course, is Halloween, as it is called nowadays, and then the 1st and 2nd of November, the Festival of the Dead, the All Saints and All Souls Days, particularly celebrated in Mexico, but also in some other regions. And these periods, according to the Celtic year, are really very wise, because they not only give you an idea about weather situation, but it has to do really with the inner weather or the inner energies that are taking place. So if you're interested in studying that, look a little deeper into the Celtic calendar, then you will understand a lot of the structure of the year. Speaking about old calendars, we have also the farmer's calendar. We have the Bauernkalender, the 100-year farmer's calendar, which has been collected throughout centuries in Europe, in continental Europe. And it became quite a strong prediction system, the Pauren calendar, as it is also called, Pauren magic, the farmer's magic, that they basically, some farmers could very well predict the weather, predict the changes. And even some particularities are even known nowadays. And if you're a farmer or if you study old traditions, then you probably have heard about it, or you are knowledgeable in it, because it's quite interesting what the 100-year farmer's calendar tells us about the structure of a year gathered over 100 years, which tells you also the farmers, they were not stupid. They didn't think that weather stays always the same. They looked at a period of 100 years. And in 100 years, sometimes it might appear that it becomes really cold, like in the 1960s, people believed a new ice age is coming. And sometimes it becomes really hot, like nowadays we believe, oh God, the poles are melting and soon there will be the oceans flooding everything. Well, this is why looking into ancient traditions, it's quite interesting, because they have often a bigger perspective in terms of time and also in terms of experience than we modern people have. So the next factor that comes in, not only do we deal with the cycles of nature that are even represented by the weather, that are represented by the times of the year, by the seasons, but we are, of course, dealing with the human being itself. We are creators. God made man, or God created man as his equal. He made man as a creator. God gave the human being the freedom of will, which is really interesting. We have a freedom of will to do good or to do stupid, and we are creators. If you think of dolphins, some scientists believe, are even more intelligent than human beings. However, dolphins cannot create. Human beings can create. We can create Mona Lisas. We can create what you see here, the Vitruvian Man of Leonardo da Vinci, the man in the star, the man in the pentagram. We can create symphonies. We can create sonnets. We can create the internet. Each human being is a creator and was always related to the pentagram, the five-pointed star, and in the Vitruvian Man portrait by Leonardo da Vinci. Why? On the one hand, because the human being does not only consist of the four elements of earth, water, fire, and air, but the human being has a fifth element, which is finer and represents the connection between the spiritual world and this material world, and that is the ether, or akasha, or ethereal elements. The fifth element, the quintessence, as it is also called, characterizes man or woman as creative beings, as a creator equal to his creator in the ability to create. Now, to create, you must have a creator thought, which is exactly why we use this time of the Holy Nights, because here the creator thoughts, the thoughts of creation, are particularly strong, because we have this opening between higher world and our material world. Then it has to be emotionalized, this foundational thought or creative thought. And then it has to be clothed in a matrix, in an ethereal matrix, in a kind of template, if you will, before it starts to manifest in the physical world. So out of the spiritual, the new that is to be created is brought into form for the first time via the ether element. I have to put myself away here so we can read. Thus, as it were, a matrix is created in the ether, which is the blueprint for the manifestation in the physical world. So we are creating our new year with very specific methods, using essential oils, Here I have the complete collection of all the oils that we are using in the Essential Holy Nights, as well as preparation days, as well as the nights of Lot or nights of fate. And you say, oh, I don't have such a collection, so how can I participate? Well, we make it easy for you. You have for each day between 3 to 6 different oils. And if you have just one oil for each particular day and month, you can participate. Otherwise, if you don't any essential oils yet, no problem. You will become familiar with them. And after a while, you might order some. But the crazy thing is that it works even without essential oils. Essential oils are only a strong booster, because essential oils are the one product that exists that is full of essential element or ethereal element, ethereal molecules. So it directly ties into what I just explained to you, that this is the time where we can really create. And the more ethereal molecules we have to create that template, the stronger we can influence our upcoming year. So basically, you can do the Essential Holy Nights dry. You don't have to use any oils. In the old days, they had some twigs, some branches, some leaves, some conifer needles, of course, that contained essential oils. Terpenes and monoterpenes and sesquiterpenes and phenylpropane and so on. They took it from the forest. But nowadays, we are lucky to have essential oils that are much more concentrated. And also the comparison to smudging it. With smudging it or smoking it, you still create some black particles, which are not so good for the lungs. And with essential oil, the great thing is that you don't create any smoke, you don't create any blot, or however you call it. Soot, I believe is the word. And the soot, the black stuff that is inside the smoke, is not so healthy. So here with essential oils, we have a much better alternative. So I hope this makes sense so far. Please write any questions you might have in the chat. And ethereal oils or essential oils and oil blends, as they're called nowadays, provide the etheric particles needed to let the manifestation work take shape. We use 55 different oils and oil blends during the 12 Essential Holy Nights and the 12 Essential Holy Nights year, which is an extension. I was asked by my participants, okay, Aditya, now we did the 12 Essential Holy Nights. We are 6th of January. How do we continue throughout the year? And then I devised a supporting program that goes through the 12 months that picks up themes from the Holy Nights and that helps you to manifest the things that you have scripted during the Holy Night period. And again, the 12 Holy Nights are precisely matched to the respective days, months, and themes. So if you're participating in this program, you will always be remembered, and that helps you to fortify your creation work. Here's just a partial selection of the 55 essential oils and oil blends we use for the 12 Essential Holy Nights. As you can see, if you are knowledgeable in oils, it's quite a selection of very special oils. So, of course, you could do the same thing with your ABC oils, with your basic starter kit oils, but it's not as precise. Because if you take like lavender, lemon, peppermint, like very basic oils that are very powerful, of course, but it cannot apply so exactly to the nuances that each Essential Holy Night has, to the nuances that each month has, not only energetically, but also astrologically and cosmologically, which is why we use 55 different essential oils and oil blends. So, welcome to Preparation Day 1, December 21st, 22nd and 23rd. The theme is purification and decluttering. Purification has to do with purifying the atmosphere, cleaning things. So you could say purification, cleaning, and decluttering. Decluttering has to do with throwing out stuff that you don't need anymore, stuff that just blocks your spaces around you. And when we speak about decluttering, it's not only outer stuff, it's also inner stuff. It's which thoughts can I get rid of, which emotions can I get rid of, which energies can I get rid of. And we are using for preparation day 1. And if you are lucky and you have these oils already, you can use sage. Sage is a very principal plant that has been used by the Druids, by the Celtic seers already, as well as by many other traditions, including native Indians of America. So sage is always a good place to start if you wish to cleanse the atmosphere. Then for surfaces and also for use in the diffuser, we have a special blend called Purification, which is tremendous, which really brings freshness into your surroundings. Some people love it so much, they even put it under their armpits and on the body, because Purification blend is such a strong purifier. Then we have Palo Santo, and Palo Santo is an occult cleanser. It cleanses dark energies that you might have in the aura. It cleanses dark thoughts that you might have, negative thoughts that you might have. And whenever we speak about spiritual cleansing or thought or energy cleansing, then the aromatic usage takes precedence. So when we are cleansing physically, like with sage or with purification, then you do physical cleansing. You apply the oils physically and you also put in the diffuser. However, when it comes to finer levels of cleansing, like here with Palo Santo, you are cleansing negative thoughts, dark energies. The aromatic breathing is more effective. That means you concentratedly breathe from the Palo Santo bottle for 1 to 3 minutes during each of these days, December 21st, 22nd, 23rd. And you just feel what's happening. Where does the scent go? What do you feel? What emotions come up while you do the aromatic breathing? What thoughts come up while you're doing the aromatic breathing with Palo Santo? So if you are a beginner, do the aromatic breathing on each of the preparation days for 1 to 3 minutes in the morning, and ideally 1 to 3 minutes in the evening. If you are advanced in aromatherapy, I recommend you do it for 3 to 5 minutes. You will get even stronger results. So sage, for instead of smudging, for burning it in the diffuser. So that means not burning it, but diffusing it. And you can also apply it on your whole body. It's an excellent oil, also with the skin and with various physical systems, bodily systems. Purification for cleansing surfaces, cleansing bad odors. If you have on your own body some places where you wish to be really refreshed and purified, you can also use purification, for example, under the armpits. But purification also goes to other places, for example, your car. Why wouldn't you, if your car is a little stinky, like some older cars get, why wouldn't you cleanse the car to make it ready for the new year? Or you have an attic that has bad smells, or you have a basement that is not smelling so good. So in all these cases, you're using purification oil blend. And then if you wish to cleanse your thoughts, your emotional energies, the energies in your aura, you are working with Palo Santo. And of course, you can, on top of aromatic breathing, again, if you're a beginner, 1 to 3 minutes. If you're advanced, 3 to 5 minutes of aromatic breathing with each session, and really observing what does this fragrance do, where does it go, what thoughts come up, what feelings come up. And then there is some special places where negative forces can attack us, and that's particularly in the neck. You can have something sitting in your neck. It can be also in your lower back, where many people have kind of a pain when they get older. It can be in your knee pits, and it can be on your heels, on your feet. So you have heard it right. The neck, the lower back, the knee pits, and the heels. These are 4 places in our backs where negative energies attach themselves to, where the past attaches itself to. And if you wish to clean or cleanse or dissolve these old energies, one way you can do it is apply sage to your neck, your lower back, your knee pits, and your heels. The other way would be, if it's a stronger problem, to apply Palo Santo to your neck, your lower back, your knee pits, and your heels. These are now 6 of the oils. Excuse me. Together with these 3, there are 6 of the oils. And these 3 golden ones I will still describe to you, because you will say, where do the golden oils suddenly come from? Because if you look at it, here are no golden oils. Well, one of those you have here, it's Hyssop. And Hyssop is here in a pink bottle. But Hyssop, I usually use the one from the Bible oil set, the oils of antiquity, because they have been often used, especially in these old times. But here we are not only using Hyssop, we are using Myrtle, and we are using Cassia as well, with a special preparation that I'm going to explain to you. However, before we do that, let me speak about the frankincense. That is the little bottle you see here on the right side in the middle. And we use also myrrh, and that's the bigger bottle on the right side. And frankincense is often referred to as this fragrance or oil of God the Father, whereas myrrh is often referred to as the divine feminine or God the Mother. So frankincense and myrrh also play a particularly important role on this first preparation day to the essential holy nights. It means you can have them in the diffuser, either frankincense in the diffuser or myrrh in the diffuser, and you can anoint yourself. These are wonderful oils to anoint yourself. So how would you anoint yourself? You take out, for example, frankincense, 1 drop. You activate the drop with the 2 fingers. This is the gesture of the ancient oint maker. And you might have seen it in iconography. You might have seen even Jesus portrayed with this gesture of the ancient oint maker. Then you activate the oil 1, 2, 3 clockwise, and then you apply it on your psychic centers or spiritual centers. For example, your third eye. For example, your crown center. For example, your throat center. For example, your spiritual heart center in the center of the chest. For example, on your solar plexus chakra. For example, on your sacral plexus chakra. Even on your perineum or root chakra, on your hand chakras themselves, as well as on the foot chakras, you can apply frankincense with great effect. And what kind of purification will frankincense bring you? It will bring you spiritual purification. It will transform any residual energies that are tying you down to a lower frequency. Frankincense will dissolve any residual energies that you might have in your aura or your chakras that are tying you down to a lower energy. With frankincense, you have the master key to really tune yourself up to a higher vibration. And so in these first days, December 21st, December 22nd, December 23rd, I highly recommend you to not only do aromatic breathing with frankincense, but to anoint yourself with frankincense, to apply it on the chakras, not just the 7 main chakras, but also your hand and foot chakras. And again, I remind you of the Palo Santo. Palo Santo you could also use on the 7 chakras and the hand and feet, but here we have Palo Santo to remove negative energies that hold us back. This is why you apply Palo Santo on your neck, on your lower back, on your knee pits, and on your heels. So anything that holds you back, you are treating with Palo Santo, and you put the oil topically. Of course, you can put Palo Santo in the diffuser. Of course, you can even combine Palo Santo and frankincense because they are botanically quite similar trees. The Palo Santo tree, the copaiba tree, the frankincense tree, they have some chemical compounds in common, and they are all spiritual trees that have been revered for thousands of years. So you could even make a combination of Palo Santo and frankincense in the diffuser. That's up to you, because of course we have a powerful trio coming up for what you put in the diffuser in this preparation day 1 period of 21st, 22nd, and 23rd of December. Now let's go to myrrh. And as I told you, myrrh is the oil of the Divine Mother. Myrrh is a birth oil. Sometimes it doesn't open. Why does it not open? I have to put it in the hot water afterwards because it's a resin oil. And sometimes when it's in the cold, the resin seals basically the cap. And at the moment I can't open it, so I can't demonstrate you how to use myrrh. If I were not on the live stream right now, I would just go to the hot water tub and put this part under the warm water or hot water. Then immediately when it warms, it can get opened. But right now, as you see, it's a resin oil. It's really thick. It can get really sticky. I can't open it. I will do it after the live stream because I love myrrh. Myrrh has been used as a birth oil for gentle birthing. Myrrh has been applied to the vaginal channel, to the vagina, the birth channel, for giving easier birth. Myrrh has been applied to the navel cord, the umbilical cord, so that it stays hygienic and then falls off by itself without the need of cutting it. Myrrh was the reason why the 3 magi or the 3 kings from the east came too late to the Jesus child, because they were carrying gifts. They were carrying the gift of frankincense, they were carrying the gift of myrrh, and they were carrying the gift of gold, whatever gold symbolized or meant. But with frankincense and myrrh, we know important and very precious, very expensive gifts of nature that were in use even 2,000 years, 2,500 years, 3,000 years back. And myrrh has been an ancient birth helper oil. Myrrh also can be used if you are putting yourself under stress constantly, or if something or someone puts you under stress. It's a great oil to make your neck, shoulder area gentle. So you will notice, wow, I'm really getting soft. So if you're a micromanager, or if you know a micromanager or somebody who is always stressing out and always pushing, myrrh is the best oil. And this is something quite important now in the holiday time, now in the Christmas holidays. Take it easy. Slow down. Smile. Be gentle. Be kind. And there is no better oil to do that, to become gentler and kinder to yourself and to others than myrrh. You can put myrrh in the diffuser. However, because it is such a sticky oil, it will also stick to your diffuser atomizer plate. And that means you should cleanse the diffuser with lemon oil if you are diffusing such a sticky oil like myrrh. You can apply it to the 7 chakras, and it is a great skin oil. This is one of the best skin oils that exists. Myrrh is so strong that it can even be used to support scar tissue. Myrrh can be used to support cosmetically scar tissue. So these are the main oils: sage, purification, Palo Santo, frankincense, and myrrh that I recommend for preparation day 1, which is actually a 3-day period on 21st, 22nd, and 23rd of December. But how about these 3 golden oils? What about Hyssop, Myrtle, that is, and Cassia? These 3 you can put in 3 different bottles. A 300 to 500 milliliter spray bottle for spraying your rooms. A 100 milliliter spray bottle for spraying your own aura. And a 15 milliliter bottle, the small one, that you use as anointing oil. So you use these 3 oils as a blend that you can use in the big spray bottle, 300 to 500 milliliter, for spraying your rooms, cleansing your rooms energetically. You can, when you use this big bottle to cleanse your room energetically, go particularly to the corners, behind the doors, behind the cupboards. So any places where you're normally not reaching to, they collect old energies. And that's not good for you and your home energetically. So you use that big bottle to spray your rooms. That's a very definitive purpose of the first preparation day in the Essential Holy Night period. You purify your rooms. You purify all your areas. And for that, you use the big spray bottle, and you use these these 3 oils. You can use sage if you wish. If you don't have these 3, you can use sage. Or if you don't have sage, you can use purification. But for finer purposes, spiritual cleansing, these 3 are particularly adapted. This is why I'm recommending them. Then secondly, you use it as an aura spray, the smaller bottle in the middle. And aura means your back, your neck. Remember the spots that are especially vulnerable: your neck, your lower back, your knee pits. Spray into your knee pits, your heels, but also under your armpits and also between your legs. So spray your whole aura with the middle bottle, with the dosage that I will give you in a moment. And then finally, you also prepare that little bottle, which is basically just another 15 milliliter bottle, which you fill up and you use as an anointing oil. And you anoint yourself on your whole body on preparation day 1, at least once, or even 21st, 22nd, and 23rd, even up to 3 times. And then you take a shower after you have anointed yourself with the oil. Now, people who are new to essential oils, they will say, well, but isn't that stupid to apply the oil on my body and then go to the shower and wash it off? No, because oils are lipophile. That means they get attracted into the pores of your body, whereas oil and water doesn't mix. That means the water pushes it away. So if you have already the oil applied on your body, on your skin, and now the shower water comes on top of it, you know what happens? The oil goes even deeper into your pores. So you have a much more effective aromatic topical use of the oil. This is why I recommend, after you apply it with this little bottle, your anointing oil bottle, then you go to the shower, because then you will have the deepest effect. It will drive the oils deep into your body. If you have any question, please put it into the chat. So decluttering the 7 areas of your life. Let me give you first still a little recipe. You will get that recipe again later, but even now it's important. If you have these oils, you use 27 drops of Hyssop, 27 drops of Hyssop. You use 27 drops of Myrtle, and you use 13 drops of Cassia, because Cassia is quite hot. And you are putting this in the big bottle, the big spray bottle, 27 of Hyssop, 27 of Myrtle, and 13 drops of Cassia, and you fill up the rest with water, or ideally distilled water, because distilled water mixes better with steam distilled oils. That makes up your big bottle. The middle bottle, the aura spray bottle, you are taking again 27 drops of Hyssop, 27 drops of Myrtle, and 13 drops of Cassia. And you fill it up again with steam distilled water, that middle bottle, that 100 milliliter spray bottle. But for the small bottle, the anointing oil, you take just 7 drops of Cassia, because Cassia is a really hot oil. It's very purifying. It's like fire, but it has to be used with care. So only 7 drops of Cassia, and of Myrtle and of Hyssop again, you can use between 13 to 27 drops each. So I would say 27 drops of Hyssop, 27 drops of Myrtle, but only 7 drops of Cassia, and then fill up the rest with a good massage oil. There could be even coconut oil or olive oil, or the V6 oil by Young Living, if you know that fatty oil or carrier oil blend. So here in the small bottle, no water, and filling up the rest with a carrier oil or massage oil, and only 7 drops of Cassia. That's the exact recipe. Now, we are decluttering 7 areas of our life. The physical, that can be your own body, your clothes, that can be your rooms, that can be your car, that can be your attic, your basement. So you're cleansing, purifying, decluttering the physical world first. Secondly, what is there to be cleansed or cleaned or purified emotionally? Here is where starting to write comes in. I suggest you get a Holy Nights journal. You get a big journal, and you will write a lot in it during the Holy Nights, but also during the Holy Nights year. It will be your logbook. It will be a very important book for you, that Holy Nights journal. And because everybody writes it in a different way, I have not issued or published a form. Some people do, but then they don't sell, because everyone has their own way of a Holy Night journal. So what I recommend you is that you just make 7 sections for each day. So preparation day 1, 7 sections. What has to be cleansed physically, what has to be cleansed emotionally. And here again, the aura spray comes in, for example, that also has to do with your energies and emotions. What thoughts have to be cleansed and purified? How do I cleanse my thoughts? And again, here, Palo Santo, for example, comes in. Also, frankincense comes in because frankincense evokes divine thoughts, helps you to receive the creator's thoughts. Then social. Here, for example, myrrh comes in because myrrh is a very gentle oil. It makes us gentle to ourselves. It makes us gentle to others. How can we improve our social relationships? How can we improve our family relationships? Now, during the Christmas days, if you are with family, you will stand again another test. And family often goes on each other's nerves. And sometimes they even start fighting. So, socially, what has to be purified? Into what trap do you not wish to fall in this year in your family? And here, for example, you could use myrrh and just apply myrrh oil on you. So you will be surprised. People will somehow not be wishing to fight with you because you are just exuding such a nice, gentle vibration. And they might fight with each other, but they will not fight with you. Financially, what can help you financially? Of course, frankincense, because frankincense is also the one oil that makes wishes come true. This is why in Christianity, frankincense is often burned when prayers are being said, because if you wish prayers to become true, frankincense is a powerful helper. So what are your financial wishes for the coming year? And then again, spirituality. Again, we go to frankincense because it opens up all the divine channels. Frankincense, as well as myrrh, great for the 7 chakras, great for connecting you with the divine male as well as the divine female, the divine masculine as well as the divine feminine, and to purify also your spirituality. Some people have a kind of a stuffy spirituality. Some people have a kind of a dogmatic spirituality. Some people have a kind of too hardened or too orthodox spirituality. So what could be decluttered in your spirituality? And again, I remind you, write down in your Holy Nights journal what improvements you can make in your spiritual world. And then we have finally the 7th plane is the plane of delight, the plane of soul's delight, because the soul of a human being is all divine delight. This is actually where life comes from, where the I amness comes from, is from the soul. And so here it is where we experience the delight of existence. Here, when this delight of existence from the souls goes more to the outer planes, is where we experience joy of life. So if you have not experienced joy of life for a longer time, I can promise you, if you use these oils and breathe with them and anoint them on your body and cleanse with them and diffuse them, and then maybe even use these 3 oils and spray with them your rooms and your aura and anoint your whole body, you will get such a joy of life again because you're being purified. You're being blessed with these oils. So if you don't feel joy of life every day, something is wrong because life is joyful. And if we are not experiencing the joy of life every day, we can do something. For example, the rituals I just showed you, the cleansings I just showed you. Immediately you will feel that joy of life again. And that, of course, manifests finally also in the way of action, that you have fun, that you have pure, childlike fun every day, but especially on preparation day 1. Now the next plane, The next ritual that you can do is the Yul-Fire. And this is something you prepare before you do the Yul-Fire. So the Yul-Fire is something you do on the evening of the 21st of December. You make a nice fire outside. Be careful, of course, with fire safety, fire security. You can do it with your friends. And then you each have prepared a page, which is a piece of paper which represents your life. And in the evening of the 21st of December, you throw that page into the Yul-Fire. You throw that page, and now you see it's like a spiral. What is inside? What is in the center of that page? In the center are the things that are the most dear to you, the things that should not leave you, the things that are dearest to you. These very things are in the center of the circle. And then you write in a spiral more and more to the outside, and whatever you write to the outside in this circle of your life or in this spiral of your life becomes less and less important until you reach a point where there is kind of the periphery and there is stuff outside. You can see that there is the stronger line of the circle, and then there's still outside some words. And this means what is outside of the circle does not stay with you. What is outside of that circle of your life does not stay with you. So what is the most central, your dearest? For example, you could write also the names of the dearest human beings you're together with, or your dearest projects, or your dearest goals. There could be God inside the center of your circle. There could be I am written inside the center of the circle. The more you go outside, the less and less important things are. And then when you go outside of the periphery, you write down things that should leave your life now, that you don't carry with you any longer. And that piece of paper, written in such a way, you throw into the Yul-Fire on the evening of the 21st of December. So you have enough time to prepare this. You throw that piece of paper with the circle of your life into the Yul-Fire and burn it, and you give it up to the cosmos. You give it up to the universe. That's a very important. Here I have a more beautiful example of a spiral by somebody else. This is a very beautiful ritual and a very meaningful ritual. The circle of your life. What stays in your life? What becomes even stronger in your life? In the winter solstice, in the Yul-Fire, the winter solstice fire. And what leaves your life by writing it down on the outer periphery. Now there's even one more ritual that you can do, and that's the ritual of the 13 wishes. 13 wishes. And these you can also write on preparation day 1. The 13 wishes are to be written on little pieces of paper, and these wishes are something that you really wish to become true in the next year. For example, you wish to get a child, or you wish that your son or daughter marries, or you wish to get a Ferrari, or whatever it is. I don't know what kind of wishes you have. So I'm just making some up. So you write down 13 wishes. And the interesting thing in the Holy Nights is that this is now just written down. These 13 wishes, you can also write them down on preparation day 2, on the December 24th is another time to write your wishes. But I mentioned them already now. Because many people say, what, so many? I don't have 13 wishes, I have just one wish. Well, it's true. Sick people, it is said, have only one wish. Sick people have only the wish to become healthy again. So if you have more than one wish, it usually shows that you are healthy. So still, many people, they don't even have 13 wishes. And this is why I tell you about it. Now it's time to really think, what do you wish to happen in the coming year? Think of the universe as a fairy, or think of God as your wish-fulfilling partner who is there to make you happy. And you write them down on little papers. And by the way, you don't throw them in the fire. This is another ritual I will explain to you later. You will have a piece of paper on each of the holy nights, 12 altogether, but one, the 13th paper, the 13th wish will remain with you. And the 12 wishes that are used up in the 12 holy nights, the universe will take care of them. But the 13th wish you open on Three Kings Night, on the day of the Three Magi, and that is the one wish you're responsible for yourself. So that's the ritual of the 13 wishes. Now with preparation day 1, or also preparation day 2, on December 24th is the time to start writing your 13 wishes on little pieces of paper, and you keep them ready, and then you will use them as I will show you. But don't throw them in the fire. This bigger page with the spiral of your life is meant for the Yul-Fire. I hope that makes sense to you. Wow. Do you feel the magnanimity of the whole project? The cleansing, the purifying on all the different planes with the oils, or if you don't have oils, just do physical cleansing or do smudging with sage, do burning of incense and myrrh, resin, and then get a book, get a journal. This is the most important thing. It should be quite a big journal. You need a nice big journal for your year. It's like your yearbook, and first it becomes your Holy Nights book, and later it becomes your logbook throughout the year, your strategy book throughout the year. Remember, you can make the spray bottles for room spray, aura spray, and anointing oil. Remember, you are a creator, and the more you use these ethereal particles of the essential oils, the more you will be able to create your new life, your new year, in a very conscious way. Remember, there has to be purification of the old energies on all the 7 planes, in all the 7 areas of your life. And that's something you probably should write down. What do I purify? What do I declutter in the physical plane? What do I purify? What do I declutter in the emotional area of my life? What do I purify? What do I declutter in the mental plane of my life, my thought world? What do I purify? What do I declutter in my social world? That could be also some relationships that you are finishing, that you're stopping because they don't help anyone. What do I purify? What do I declutter in my financial world, in my financial dimension? What do I purify? What do I declutter in my spirituality? And finally, what lack of joy do I purify? Do I declutter so as to experience the delight of existence again, like you experienced the delight of existence when you were a little boy, a little girl, when you were still very close to life itself. And that is, of course, when you had a good childhood. Because some people had a terrible childhood, and then they say, what do you mean? When I was a boy, when I was a girl, I was sad all the time. Well, if that is the case, think of the times in your life where you were the happiest. And these days where you were the happiest in your life, these days can always come back. And using these rituals of the 12 essential holy nights, particularly doing the cleansing on preparation day 1, will give you a big shift, will give you a big opportunity to step forward. In the preparation is already half of the success. And of course, you can participate in the Essential Holy Nights. I offer this program again this year. The 12 Essential Holy Nights, it is just from now till 6th of January, 15 live streams. Plus, you get a membership area with the videos stored there together for you. plus you get downloadable audio files, audiobooks. That means you can take them with you wherever you go, whether you're driving, whether you're jogging. You can have these audiobooks, 15 audiobooks with you, because you will get, if you participate in the 12 Essential Holy Nights, 15 live streams and the videos, audios, and PDFs. There is a second package or second bundle, and that is the Essential Holy Nights plus the Essential Holy Nights year. And if you see down the order page, bundle 3 or package 3 is only $97. So the 15 Essential Holy Nights live streams, only $97. Why do I say only? You will ask. Only because you get it for 3 years. You get 3 years for the price of 1 year. Why do I do that? I know that people who are practicing the Essential Holy Nights for 3 years with the proper rituals, with the proper protocols, with the proper themes, because nowadays there is modern ideas about the Rauhnächte, about the Holy Nights, where they don't even know the original themes anymore that each day has, each Holy Night has. Well, and that you should know, because that's of course how it works. So you get, if you're just taking bundle 3 or the most basic bundle, you get for $97 the participation in 3 years. That means you get 45 live streams, each between 1 to 2 hours, plus you get 45 audiobooks. So you will learn a lot. You will learn a lot about yourself. You will learn a lot about aromatherapy. You will learn a lot about plants. You will learn a lot about ancient secrets of life. If you order package 2 or bundle 2, you will get, on top of the Essential Holy Nights, you will also get the Essential Holy Nights year. That means you get additionally 12 live streams with me, each between 1.5 to 2 hours at the beginning of each month. So on the 7th of January, on the 1st of February, on the 1st of March, on the 1st of April, well, sometimes not exactly on the 1st of April, maybe it's on the 3rd of April, maybe it's on the 2nd of May, but always at the beginning of each month, you will get an update live stream with many useful parts, because I will also give you a cosmological preview or astrological preview, as you might call it, of what the month brings. I will give you the new moon ritual for each month. The new moon is a very powerful tool that people in the old days have used. Because new moon you could see very easily, you see nothing. It's all dark. Maybe you see a few stars, like we just had in the last night. That was a new moon night. This is why this new moon ritual of Sagittarius right today is very important. So if you have not seen it, watch out for my other video on the new moon ritual. But here, if you participate, you will get right away 12 new moon rituals. You will get a physical meditation series called Chan Chong, Standing Like a Tree, that will guide you through the whole year in a very gentle physical meditation, a little bit like Tai Chi, but yet deeper. And then there is a third bundle, and that's package 1. That's the most exclusive bundle. And in this one, you get the Essential Holy Nights plus the Essential Holy Nights here with these additional 12 sessions, 12 months, altogether 27 sessions per year. That means 81 sessions over the 3 years. You get in package number 2, bundle number 2, 81 sessions over the 3 years. Complete, including video, PDF, and audiobook, which you can take everywhere. And package 1 gives you the private coaching with me. Some people ask me, Aditya, can you also do private mentoring, private coaching? So I added to package 2, to bundle 2, I added a 1-year coaching, private coaching, and you get 4 private coaching sessions with me if you're taking bundle 1 or package 1. In January for winter, we get together on Zoom for an hour, And I will deeply look into your situations, into your questions, and give you advice, give you feedback, but also let you find yourself your solutions, because really your solutions are already inside you. My task is only to help you bring them to the fore, these solutions that you have already inside you. Then you get the second coaching for spring in the end of March, beginning of April. You get the third coaching, private coaching in end of June, beginning of July for summer. And you will get a fourth coaching with me in the end of September, beginning of October for the autumn season. So this is also something that many people don't know. How can you have a year-round coaching that ties in with the seasons, that ties in with the natural cycles of life? And this will be probably a surprise for you, how different it is to get a coaching and mentoring in that way, that is inside the structure of the flow of the seasons, and therefore many things develop much better than if you would have a standard coaching which just takes like 3 months, and then no matter what time it is, no matter where you are, tries to achieve the results within a 3 months period. In my experience, the most effective form of coaching is when it's tied into the cycles of the year. And this is why I offer this bundle 1, package 1. Of course, that's the most exclusive one. And it runs for 1 year, but you still get the participation in the Essential Holy Nights and the Essential Holy Nights year for 3 years. So how can you get that ticket? There is a link in the video description of this live stream. So whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch or LinkedIn, just look for the link now and click the link. And by clicking on the link, you will go to the landing page, and that shows you how you can order your participation. And if you say, okay, I'm not sure yet, should I secure my participation in the Essential Holy Nights? Should I maybe even do the whole Holy Nights year on top of it? Or should I maybe even take this year-round coaching, which is so formidable because it's natural. It ties in the natural cycles of life. Well, the answer is very simple. I give you 3 more live streams. Actually 4. You get just within a few minutes, you get another live stream on the 6th night of Lot, the night of St. Thomas. Then you get tomorrow on the 21st of December, you get the winter solstice meditation, where we really go much deeper than I did today into the winter solstice. I give you 5 special oils with which you can meditate on the sun outside as well as on the sun inside you. And also I will give you more instructions on the Yul-Fire and these beautiful traditions around the start of the new year on the 21st of December. So that live stream is tomorrow. And I will give you another live stream in 4 days. Today's the 20th. Well, it's on the 23rd, actually, 23rd of December for the 24th for Preparation Day 2. So you have me including with this live stream for 4 live streams for free. Why am I offering this much for free? To make you feel sure that this is an investment that makes sense for you, that this is an investment you can trust, that this is an investment that really will bring you forward in the year 2026. So this is why I will include the link, the ordering link, in each of the live streams. At the moment, oh yeah, this is really it. This is really helping me. Let me go for the whole 15 times 3, 45 live streams, bundle number 3, or let me go for the whole 27 live streams, all recorded, of course, also in your member area, times 3, because it's 3 years, 81 live streams. Or you even say, oh, and let me also go for the year-round coaching. Then you just click the link and you can secure your participation. Otherwise, you are my guest for free in these 4 preparatory live streams, because even they will bring you very nicely on your way. However, my goal is really to prepare you optimally for your year 2026. My wish for you is that 2026 becomes the best year of your life. You heard it right. My wish for you is that 2026 becomes the best year of your life, no matter what. No matter how difficult the year might become, from economy to family to whatever situations you might have, my goal is to help you achieve the best year in your life that you ever had. And I know that the 12 Essential Holy Nights, these 3 programs, these 3 bundles, they can be the vehicle for that. So I'm looking forward to see you soon. Watch out for my next live streams. The easiest way, however, how you can catch them is by following my Facebook profile, Aditya Novotny Facebook profile, and by subscribing to my YouTube channel. Aditya Novotny, subscribe to the YouTube channel, because in this way you make sure that you will be notified whenever a live stream of mine is happening. And either you see it live, like some of you did. Hello to everyone who is following live. Great, you joined. And by the way, don't be shy. You can put in comments in the future. I will answer to your questions in that way. If you don't ask any questions, I can't answer them. Then I just speak. But I'm happy that some of you had the time to join live. For others, when you see the recording, you still have time to prepare for preparation day 1, December 21st, 22nd, 23rd, the Yul-Fire on the evening of December 21st, and the winter solstice meditation tomorrow afternoon, which I will record for you tomorrow, and I invite you to participate live. Till soon.